Welcome to the Power of Diversity in Business, a Living Institute podcast. Today we have the fourth episode, and it's going to be about the future of Living Institute. We are so lucky to have Alexander Stephanou in the studio. He is the new Managing Director of Living Institute. So welcome, Alexander.
Thank you so much, Anna. It's an honor to be here.
And Alexander, you are the new Managing Director in Living Institute. I'm excited to hear who you are and your visions for the company, and I'm sure our listeners are too. So please do tell us, who is Alexander?
Absolutely. So Alexander Stephanou is a very diverse person. I was born and raised in Denmark by Greek parents. I speak Danish, Greek, English and Spanish fluently. I have physically worked in Denmark, Norway, Sweden, the UK, Germany, Finland and the US. And I'm a psychologist and hold a specialization in organizational psychology and the link between engagement and business performance.
Quite a few credentials and a lot of experience that you bring on board. I'm interested in hearing why Living Institute? Why did you join here and move from the States back to Denmark?
Yes, that's right. I used to live and work in the US for 2 years before I arrived in Denmark 5 weeks ago to take on this role. During my time in the US, I had the pleasure of consulting with a number of large enterprises, and almost every time I had a conversation with an executive both within and outside of HR about some of the critical business challenges they were experiencing, diversity came up as a part of both the challenge and the solution. How can we leverage and manage diversity in a way that helps us overcome some of the challenges that we're experiencing and ultimately deliver more value to shareholders. So my experience working as a consultant in the US definitely plays a part of the role. And then what I mentioned initially around my own background, I have seen and felt firsthand the importance of being able to leverage, manage diversity in social relationships, in business relationships to achieve the goals that you set out for yourself.
Quite interesting. How do you plan to bring all of this knowledge, all of this experience, all of this drive to Living Institute?
That's a great question. So my vision is to make Living Institute the most recognized and profitable provider of subscription and consulting services for applied diversity intelligence. Most recognized because I want the world of business to think of us as the first player when they look at their challenges, realize that diversity might be a part of the solution, and most profitable because we need to continue to run our business in an efficient way.
Yeah,
there are 3 areas that I have initially defined that I believe we need to look more at going forward to take our business to the next level. We've been operating for 14 years. We've delivered incredible value to our clients. We need to continue to do that, and we need to continue to do more of that. So the first area is becoming more transformational in the way we interact with clients. We need to not just deliver workshops, but also position ourselves as trusted advisors, as strategic advisors for the clients we interact with, understand their challenges and help them understand how diversity and the solutions that we offer can help them overcome some of their most critical business challenges. The second thing is democratizing a lot of the knowledge that we have accumulated over the last 14 years. We've been in market for a long time, delivered more than 2,000, I believe, diversity projects across the world. And whereas that knowledge or those projects have primarily been delivered to the higher levels of organizations, we know that diversity also has a potential at the lower levels of organizations. So we need to figure out a way of democratizing or making the knowledge we've accumulated over the last 14 years available for entire organizations so that it can make an even bigger impact on how they operate. And the third thing is around our growth. We have successfully partnered with companies in the past, companies that do not do what we do, but do something that's close to what we do, or do something that's completely different to what we do. We need to continue to do that and do more of that. So we need to do what I call grow exponentially, and we do that by understanding and realizing that many of the business issues that we're trying to help clients solve cannot be solved only by us. We are a part of the solution, a critical part of the solution, but very often the solution entails people with other areas of expertise than ours. And we need to be good and clever when it comes to identifying who are the players out there that we can partner with to deliver more value to our clients, and thus move from growing linearly to growing more exponentially.
And that would definitely also benefit Living Institute and our current clients. So
Absolutely.
That's, I think, sounds like 3 really, really good places to put in a lot of work. And I know that you have some thoughts about why diversity is more important now in a business context than ever before, due to your experience and your knowledge. Please do enlighten us here in the final moments of this podcast.
Absolutely. So I could talk about that for hours, but I think let me emphasize 2 key reasons. First, the world is getting smaller. And when the world gets smaller, the importance of being able to understand and work with people from different cultures with different perspectives increases. Second, and most importantly, I believe, diversity is so much more than just cultural differences. It's differences across gender, it's differences across ethnicity, and so forth. And there is now a growing body of research suggesting that organizations with high levels of diversity perform significantly better financially than organizations with low levels of diversity. A McKinsey study published a couple of months back shows that for every 10% increase in diversity across gender, across culture, across ethnicity on executive teams leads to a between 0.8 and 3.5% increase in earnings before interests and taxes. So both from a historical perspective and a commercial perspective, I believe it's fair to say that diversity in a business context is more important today than ever before.
Yeah, because as you just said, diversity is never the solution. It's always part of the solution.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for your inputs and your visions. And it sounds like an exciting future that not only you, but also the company is heading towards. And if you out there listening is interested in knowing more about what Alexander can do for the company and is going to do, then don't hesitate to reach out and stay tuned until the next episode. Thank you, Alexander, for coming.
Thank you so much, and it was a pleasure to join you.